Hey everybody, it's RCK, and I'm glad to have you again here for our next episode in our Fallen Empires game. Of course, you may know I said we're not getting too close too soon, but I will say that I already have another Omniscience game set up here. It's going to be a new one next, has already completed itself. I will also try to kind of format this one a different way this episode, so let me know if you like this one more, or should we go back to the way we previously had it, where we looked through all these reports here. So we're going to start off with the messages from end. Game state: Machaca busy. It looks like Machaca and busy have started fighting. Okay, we do know that. We'll be interested to see how busy balances fending off Machaca while eating man. Very interesting, of course. Arco Satis. I think Arco is continuing to eat Satis. There's a lot for him to digest, while Satis says he can't beat Arco due to the tech gap. Yeah. That's bad too, but again, not much I can do about it at the moment. Yes, Arco does have a huge tech gap between all the other players. I did try to convince Arco he should let Satis live in order to fight Machaca. Given Machaca is tied down and threatening 2 more thrones, don't think he'll go through with it. Overall, things are pretty well balanced, but these wars will upset that considerably. Ermor, I have made an attempt to at peace with Ermor. He is still insisting all of Ashdod's former territories as a condition of peace, so I am resigned to paying the Ermor tax for the remainder of the game. So it looks like they're going to continue to fight. To that end, I am going to keep working on anti-raiding solutions and don't require mages, while I also work on slowly building armies that are hopefully free to engage in operations elsewhere. In the meantime, I'm sure you saw Ermor's latest doom stack on my border. I'll engage in operation. I have to deal with that. I'm currently moving 2 armies into position to try to trap it. I hold up any fort with iron walls and a pair of effigies of war forging this turn. And of course, I'm still sitting pretty on Purgatory. That's very, very nice. It would not be so bad, but I'm feeling that the drag from Ashdod's land stewing in Def 2 scales for 40 turns. Reshirts is good now, but gold, blood economy are both still in shambles. Let's read this final message. Man, I guess this is just how N feels about every nation in the game currently. Man has been circling the drain for a while. I ended our nap, but I was way late in doing so. Yes, you were. I asked him if he'd let me out of it early. Unfortunately, he agreed, so I'm going to try to claim Man's southern provinces. There is a risk of bumping into Busiest forward screen, but I'm not sure how it will go. Some unexpected events. A worldwide event. Rituals are cheaper this month. And instead of looking at it like this, we're going to look at the map here instead and just going to go from nation to nation. So we'll see, we'll just click on the battle map where we see battles happening at. We'll say, okay, well, this was another successful raid here from Omor, just fighting PD. Of course, N could possibly take it, depending on how well that H2 does, but from the looks of it, Ermor did win. There's a battle here on this fort. Interesting to see. Just commanders. I assume that since he doesn't have Purgatory. So remember, he's holding the button on Purgatory. He hasn't cast it yet. He's waiting for Ermor to actually commit first. So it looks like Ermor is also going underwater, which is interesting to see. Of course, lictors cannot go underwater. Looks like it gets 1 PD. We do see these raids here from End here going back and forth. Looks like this has a water bottle on it. Yep, bottle of living water. Look, Shambler skin. Looks like one underwater. And then Bloodthorn. Why would you want Bloodthorn? For life drain, but I'm not entirely sure. Don't know why he necessarily has the Bloodthorn there unless he's moving it to somebody. There's another raid here, of course, and is able to quickly capitalize here on being let out of this nap here with Man. And is taking a pretty decent amount of provinces. Now, what happened here on top of Man itself, I'm very curious to see. It was just an independent attack here. It looks like just dire wolves and wolves. And this is Man's entire force. We see blocks of these tower guard, landless knights here on the flanks. We see a lot of tower guard in the middle. Lots of monks in the middle as well. Looks like they're going to lose a few monks here. Interesting. Not sure what really what's going on there with those monks. Other than that, we see lots of Sleep Cloud's pretty good. Lots of mages with lots of gems on them. Of course, he knows the end is coming, and he might as well use up all of his gems. Very, very interesting. A lot of guys falling asleep here. Server 3, not too bad. Okay, and that's kind of what we have going on there with Man. Of course, we see more raids from End as well. Just trying to grab as... Oh, this is a lot. This is a big force. Oh yeah, this is a bunch. Wow. Okay. Of course, we know that that's going to be taken there. Otherwise, we do see Abizia moving forward as well. Ermor standing on the doorstep. So very interesting there. This is definitely it for Man for sure, regardless of who takes him. I doubt he will last much longer. These Hellspawn are interesting units. What is that? The Hellbred, yeah. And the Hellspawn here. Just a different chassis. I like these attacks here. Very interesting, very interesting. I like these Hellbred Giants a little bit more though. Probably just because they pack a punch. Yeah, that 36 damage, only 3 battle axe. Are you kidding me? Ooh, 20 protection on top of that. Pretty good units. High hit point pool. They sure do eat up a lot of supplies, but they do hit hard. They do have a gore attack, it looks like, from their helmet. Cool, cool. So here from Machaka, it looks like we have Vine Ogres sitting on top of forts from Abizia, if you remember. Ooh, this is dangerous. This is very dangerous. So let's see what happens. So this is going to be a very interesting battle. So of course we have all these Hellspawn that are coming in. These are very interesting. And you have these other flyers, the kind of salamander with wings. This is a pretty large battle. We already see large amounts of fire elementals being cast. We see lots and lots of lava warriors here, a whole lot of lava warriors. We have fire snakes. It looks like that's what it's been spending some of his gems on. We see an experiment that is very, very equipped up here. Very, very high protection. Very, very interesting for sure. Lots and lots of mages. Ooh, even a Foul Vapors caster. I'm glad they have some fire resistance on. Very cool, very cool. This Velfer Flames, I believe it's called. Yes. It is a very dangerous spell, especially if you can hold them here at this point, because all the troops are going to move forward to breach into the gate, of course, and breach into the wall. And then as they get blocked here, the units are just going to spread out across this line here, across the wall. And the more they stay here, the more they're going to be caught on fire, more they're going to be dealt damage. Not really sure what way so the released ones do have fire resistant, but Vine Ogres have fire resistance. I hope he's able to cover everything by the time they charge in, because it's going to get very, very dangerous for him. It looks like at this point Machaka has already put up Howl. Other than that, we see Heat from Hell from Abizia, and of course they are immune to it. More than likely this is also a Heat province. I don't know if it's a Heat 3 province, but it definitely is a Heat province for sure. I'm just assuming since it is in Abyssia's dominion. So we might see some of these heavy infantry Machakan troops here fatigue out. I mean, Cumber at 7 is a pretty big deal. They haven't barely moved and they're already at 20 fatigue. Some of them are. Some are at 0, some are at 20. I see some of these are in combat here. 6, 3, 12. Why do you guys get fatigued out so much? Interesting. Regardless, we do see things like Horde of Skeletons, Legion of Steel, Mind Burn being cast, Incinerate. I do like all the spells being cast back and forth here, flying through the sky, the arrows, the massive amounts of Machakan hoplites here moving forward, all of the demons and elementals coming through the gate for Abysia. And that's very difficult there. Maybe it looked like maybe they're on an attack. Maybe they should have been on a holding attack because you definitely want them to be held up here on your flames that you have up. Now, of course, anyway, most of these troops are getting caught on fire. We do see things. What is this spell? I can't remember what this spell is. It's not Magma Eruption. So you see Weapons of Sharpness, which is going to give them armor-piercing damage, which is going to be very, very powerful versus Abysia. Magma Eruption, Decree of the Underworld, because they are demons. So I just feel like I wish these troops were back here at the moment. I guess we shouldn't put it on too fast forward. We'll just put on regular play. I mean, a lot of these hoplites are either routing or getting chopped up, burning alive up here in the front. See some swarms being cast, Heavenly Strikes, Steel Decrees of the Underworld, Magma Eruption, Gifts of Heaven. That's what the spell was that has the big asteroid. There it is, coming down. That's Gifts of Heaven. And honestly, I feel like Abysia is holding this just fine. Still lots and lots of Sacreds left. From the looks of it, yeah, all your mages are fatigued out at this point. I don't know why those are frozen. They're all, hold on. Oh, they're at 200 fatigue. So they're taking damage here at this point. A lot of these units here are, some of them are fatigued out. You're not. He was very close, he started running away. Either morale is broken, they're fatigued out, or they're fighting here in the front still because they don't really take as much fatigue due to them being undead. But I think these fossilized warriors here, these released ones, they didn't come cheap. They came with a very expensive spell to get whatever lich it was that he was buying. And so they're at limited numbers, not able to make more of these like he is the hoplites and the spiders. And it looks like everything is routing at this point. If it's not routing, it is fatigued out. So, very costly battle there for Machaca for sure. Very nice victory. They're holding Machaca back from taking a province from him. Wish we would have saw the flames really take advantage of it a little bit more there, but it is what it is. We do see this thug here. Sorry about that. I had to do something real fast. But we didn't see him not too much in the battle, but of course these are very important items here that he has on them. So that's a very, very nice win there for Machaca. Very few. That's definitely going to slow the push down for sure. Of course, we have this second army here from Machaca. We have lots and lots of troops here, but stopping him definitely shows his neighbors that he is vulnerable. So that's very interesting. Now, what is going on here at 76? That's very interesting as well. It looks like he caught a scout. More than likely, this is his blood hunting province here. Lots of blood twos, lots of blood slaves, of course. And then all these militias here in order to patrol. It looks like he's going to lose some just due to the heat from his normal units, but that's okay. His PD. Looks like some slaves are being caught on fire as well. You have to watch out for that because they can die due to that. So very interesting, very, very interesting for sure. Some demon knights here in our province, that's unfortunate. We do see some more attacks from these transformed mages of Machaka. This is the Mana Core. Just one Earth Gem. Curious to see, he is twice born as well. So if he dies, it's not the worst thing that can happen. So summon Earth Power. Looks like he's using that with the gem itself. Yep. Temper Flesh. Iron Skin, yeah, very personal regen. Okay. Element Fortitude. Just a very normal bless as far as that goes for a thug that has an Earth Path or Nature Path. Let's see how he's going. Let's see how he does anyway. It looks like most of the units are already routing here at this point, and that he did rather well. A Stinger, Claw, Barb attack. Cool. Very interesting. We also can see this battle here in 68, so we can see what's inside. Excuse me. And it looks like a scout. So Scaleria the scout. Not sure whose scout that necessarily was. But we do see a much larger army here. We see lots and lots of Hellspawn flyers. I do like the variety between them all. More Hellspawn. Some Hellspawn giants. We see some pale ones. We see Communion going up here. Slave, slave, slave. Some 2 masters, 3 masters. Bunch of slaves. Bunch of slaves, bunch of masters. Most of them all carrying, if not most, all of them carrying blood slaves. We see some more Hellspawn over here, the more heavy infantry ones, of course. So very interesting, very interesting. It looks like this is also, well, very much could be a province that was also blood hunting due to the fact of how much militia is here, so keep that in mind. Yeah, definitely very well could have been. You see a Bane back here, but no equipment on him. We're not going to see any scripted spells due to it just being a scout here, but that will be okay. What are you? Fiery Imp. Okay, cool. Lots of fiery imps in here and there. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Of course, we have a lot more here in the capital itself. But honestly, yes, you have these 2 groups here taking provinces for man, but at this point, you're just taking them so other people don't get them. They're not necessarily sieging forces. They're not necessarily going to take his capital, but they will stop and Ermor from getting those provinces just by having them claimed, I assume. Let's see what's going on over here with Satis and Arco here. We do see that Arco has taken away the Scalarian capital from Satis. Okay. Remember, Sacred's out front. Limited mages, lots of guard commanders on them as well. But there's nothing in this fort, so I don't believe we need to watch it all that much. We do see a battle on top of Griffin Spires here, 83. Which is another Satis held fort, and it's very little PD, and of course I believe these hoplites are able to take them. Lots and lots of troops being recruited here in the capital itself for Satis. Other than that, I don't see Arco pushing forward anywhere else. Very interesting, very, very interesting. Because I guess there's 22 PD there, but I'm sure these 100 hoplites will be able to take that for sure. Okay. I guess he's starting to slow it down a little bit. Rebuilding his probably his mage core back up. There's the Titan over here in Province 28. Are there any other battles here for Machaka? I don't believe so. There's one here. Let's watch this one. So it's the Eagle. I do remember seeing the Eagle last turn. Invulnerability, Soul Drain, I believe. I want 6 PD. Oh yeah, Soul Vortex. That's not Soul Drain. Soul Vortex. Personal regen. Okay, not too bad. Elemental Fortitude. Taking a lot of damage. I'm sure he's probably racking up afflictions like I thought. But he's able to live. Is he twice born? Yes, he is also twice born. Very interesting. Cool. Another province taken. Very nice little raid by him. And it looks like instead there's also a Mound King, so it looks like whatever was there. No, this is more than likely the retreating force from this battle in 108, and it's now there. Not too much of this there. We see some Black Sorcerers in 112. It looks like they retreated. Hoplites have retreated. Spider Knights in the 101. 95 has things retreated, so his army is in pieces right now. I'm sure most of them will consolidate onto Osmark in 85. What's left here and here, I assume. This unit will probably try to move into the cave and start backing away. Don't know if there's any mages here left, but he'll probably try to keep them there. Probably reconsolidate here between what's in 118, 126, and 115. All in 112 to push again on this fort. That's just what I assume will happen. We look necessarily, yes, we did go over this here. Okay. There weren't any other big battles as far as I can tell. But this is kind of the way I was thinking about doing the things anyway. And I'll switch it back up just so you guys can have an idea going back and forth of how you like it. So turn 60, I'll do it the normal way that I do it. And just let me know in the comments how you like it. Which ways do you think is better? I don't care. So yeah, be sure to let me know. I'll take a sip of water first though. Okay, so doing this from the old way. So of course we have lots and lots of battles back and forth, but it does look like we see an overwhelming amount of them being Ermor and End. So let's go ahead and look. This is just taking a province from man. This was that big force that Ermor had beside man's capital. Ooh, this was a very painful battle here. Most more for an End, of course, losing a lot of this stuff that he has here. Even losing one of these Hashimo's, you have to think that is losing a lifelong protection, which is 40 slaves, a pendant of luck, which is 5 astral, frostbrand, that is 5 water, and then a vine shield that is 10 nature. So those are all very, very expensive. I do not remember these Pellerin. Let me look those up real quick on Mod Inspector. Sorry, I'm not very knowledgeable of End itself, but we always have something that can help us. Unit. Yeah, what was it called? That's PLL. Okay. PLL. No, that's not it. That's a Y. Shit, that was a Y. I thought that was a B. Ah. YLL. Yes. So let's say summoned unit here. It's at Conjuration 6. Oh, well, they're not as expensive as I thought they were. So you need a Fire 2 Nature 1. It requires 9 fire gems, and you get 2 of them. They look like they have pretty strong siege bonus here of 10. Fire shield. They have resistances. They have a very, very high patrol bonus here. So 9 gems turns that into 20. It turns into 50 patrol bonus. They have a lot of attacks here, high hit points. I mean, not too bad. I definitely, and it looks like you might be getting these falcons as well. Let me see if they come with the spell itself. All birds Christian command. I don't know if it gives you. Oh, it says summons in battle. Falcon, Blackhawk, Swan, or Strange Bird, 3d6. So that is what's going on there. They come into battle with it. Very interesting. Cool. I like that. And of course, we see a very, very large force here from Ormor. Soulless out front to catch charges from something. A line of this normal chaff. You have your Velites with your tower shields. Knights on the flanks, lictors in the middle. Probably that looks like a square formation there. Of course, everyone has a guards back here. Pretty good. Looking good. Oops. Let's go ahead and put this on fast forward. Birds getting taken down. I suppose they're still around, but once the lictors get to them, it's just a matter of time, honestly. Anything here that has magic weapons is going to eat through that invulnerability. Because if you remember, they actually have 0 protection. So if they're fighting something that has, it makes them great raiders. But if they fight something that has a magic weapon, it's just going to completely bypass the invulnerability and go against 0 protection here. And then otherwise, what did they have on them? They had a soul contract, they had luck, they had a vine shield, which the lictors are able to hit through vine shields because they have high strength. And that's what you have there. So yeah, that's kind of a big loss there, losing a good bit of stuff there for End, and just kind of losing chaff for Ermor. Definitely End probably wanted to lose more than that, and that was actually a bump there. They did not mean intentionally fight each other on that one. So Ermor definitely did get the upper end of that deal. We see a raid here from Abizia raiding back Machaca. Arco moving out again, taking more provinces. Now, no, was this? This was the force that was inside. No, this was not that force. It might have been a combination of all these forces here, because this was a much smaller force that actually took Scaleria itself last turn. In raiding Ermor, 1. Ermor raiding in, Ermor lost. Ermor raiding End again, Ermor lost. End raiding Man, 1. So other than that big loss there that End took from that pretty high thug commitment, otherwise won everything else. Abizia raiding Machaca back, 1. Of course, these are salamanders, more than likely putting up doing things like fire elementals here, taking just PD, not too bad. We see Long Dead Horseman here from Ermor. Ermor was defeated in this one as well. Raid versus Ermor in 1. Abizia breaking siege. Very nice, so he does have his fort back now. Lots of mages to his access as well. End taking back independence. Ooh, and here we see Man breaking siege going out here in Mushwood. Let's go to that province. So he's actually taking the initiative and pushing towards Ermor itself. 1 PD. What are you going to do, I guess move back or do a move patrol onto the fort. Okay. Interesting. interesting. Not sure. That was one of the last ones there. And here we see another large battle from Machaka into Bizia here. Now let's see where this is actually located. No, this is actually the throne that is underneath that fort that Machaka just lost at. So he took the throne, lost at the other fort. There's the throne of the moon, not necessarily needed for Bizia itself, so it's not too much of a loss there for him. But we will watch this battle here in Osmark. Well, looking at his formation, of course, like last time, we see a large amount of hoplites here in the front, a few spider riders here and there. Looks like guard commander hoplites as well, line of archers. But this one does have a golem and a pretty equipped up golem, vine shield, frostbrand, starshine skullcap to get him up to astral 3, armor of knights, boots of quickness, burning pearl, storm spool, making him pretty nice. Of course, the boots of quickness giving him quickness itself. Armor of knights is a pretty high protection piece of armor here, which is very nice for him. And we have Tiny Tim, the giant sorcerer. So this is another thing that he's transformed, I believe. And it's given him a shield of gleaming gold here, giving him awe. A dragon helmet for morale and fire resistance purposes. Armor of knights, boots of messenger for that revigoration, not regen. Burning pearl, storm spool, frostbrand. It's got the grab and swallow ability, which is quite interesting to have. Cannot be used on being size 3 or more. Strength of wielder is not added. Only a chance of this weapon is being used. So it just eats them. It's just it's a pretty cool little ability there. Let's actually check on the Abyssian side as well. So we see some Hellspawn, not as much though. Definitely not a lot of chaff here in this army. Very unfortunate for me. We also do not see the Baleful Flames being up as well. But we do see a lot of mages here. Lots of fire 2s, fire 3s all over the place. A whole lot of them. I don't know if you should have took that item off or left it on. I don't know. If you're not very confident in this battle going one way or the other. We do have some lava warriors here though. So that might add a little bit. So let's go ahead and watch the battle. They must be undisciplined. Yes, they are. Okay. See how going up for Machaka. Looks like that was Doom. No, that was Curse of Stones. I think it was Doom as well, because they're all cursed, but yeah. So it's Curse of Stones and Doom going up. Phoenix Spire, Storm of Thorns, Banefire Dart, Summon Earth Power, Raise Dead, Summon Earth Power, Flame Ward, Flame Ward's good. Anti-magic going up there from the Golem after he's cast Doom. This is those vine arrows there. See them? Not sure what that spell is. Not sure who's casting it either. Honestly, looks like they're hitting a lot. Well, no. Legion still being cast still. Ooh, some poison being put down. That was very painful there for Bizia for sure. I mean, hurting Machaka a little bit as well, but not as bad. The fire resistance is very, very helpful in this fight for him for sure. Not sure what's going on here. Uh-oh, Tiny Tim's here. Oh shit. Was it? That very well... Huh. That was actually Bizia that put up Howl, not Machaka, which is interesting. That's it. We do see a lot of raised dead here coming up. So very interesting battle overall. I guess we can watch that last battle just to see how these heretics do against these monoliths that have 5,000 hit points and 100% regen. That are all Astral 10 Holy 10s. Gifts of Heaven. Oh shit, we missed it. Let's watch that again. So we'll just cast Gifts of Heaven one time. Ooh. Impressive. Impressive. Wow, okay. Yeah, that'll do it for sure. Not sure why we have these other ones here since I don't have any paths, but it's just those two that do. Interesting. Alrighty, well, that was everything here. I guess we can look over the score graphs real fast. As far as who's in top for provinces, it is Machaca's going down because he's losing some raids back and forth. Ind is actually number 1 at the moment. We'll skip forwards. Income, Machaca is on top, followed by, who is this? Arco. Gym income. Arco's not on top. Who is on top? Machaca is not on top. Ind is actually on top. Very interesting to see that. Ooh, and actually, it looks like Arcocephali is falling behind on the research. Machaca is higher on research. And let's see if he's able to capitalize here on being that research leader. You have to take in consideration that the person he is fighting does have about half the amount of research he has. So that is a big, big difference there. Really curious on what he's been recruiting so much to get that. I mean, I'm sure he has lightless lanterns and whatnot, but Odysseus should too at this point. Dominion's not a big of a deal. Army graphs, I mean, we'll take Ermor off because that one's not really that important. We do see that Abizia and Machaca are very even here in terms of graphs for sure. They're right there at each other, both taking big dips here from the fights that they had. Machaca, of course, taking a bigger dip than Abizia, but that's what it is. Ind is very low, even lower than them. That's quite interesting as well. We do see where Satis took that major hit there from that battle a couple turns back with Arcocephali, and is starting to recover from that. And at that same time, you do see Ind when they had the same really downturn there in units. That was the same battle, and they've been trying to recover since then. Thrones. Arco controls the Throne of the Sun, which is a pretty key throne in these 11 Ascension Point games that I set up, just due to the fact of you don't need 6 level 2s. At that point, you only will need 4 level 2s and a level 5 or a level 3, giving you a total of 11. So Arcocephali does hold that. So at the moment, he does have 5 total points in thrones. So 3 more thrones and he'll have the game. We see Abizia Abizia did have 2 thrones, so he was sitting at 4, but the Throne of the Moon was just taken by Machaca. Machaca holds the Throne of Death, Throne of Earth, the Golden Throne, and now the Throne of the Moon, so that puts him at 2, 4, 6, 8 points. So right now, currently, he is the highest throne holder. And then other than that, we do have Ind holding the Outer Throne and the Throne of Gaia. We can look at Hall of Fame. Ind holds 4 slots here in the Hall of Fame. Other than that, this guy really isn't that big of a deal. This one's dead. Or out of the game. We have Plague here that has 3 kills. Not too big of a deal. I bet these Lizard Kings got that from probably fighting undead. So very interesting. But cool. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.